Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Daily Wrap for what was Friday, the 5th of April, 2024. First new streaming day of this shortened streaming week. It's only a 5-day streaming week for me this week because of everything going on with my personal life. You know, my wedding anniversary and everything coming up this week. So I needed to basically change the schedule around a little bit. This is also a week where I have shuffled around the schedule completely to be things that you guys want. And so today it was Elden Ring paired with Friday Night Fights, the return of Street Fighter 6. And basically the way I see it, it went pretty well. Let's talk a little bit about that. So today's podcast was absolutely positively jam-packed with info. Bill's day off, gaming news, talking about how things are working, mixing things up with Helldivers and things like that. Just discussion about my birthday, all kinds of stuff, right? It was a good, chunky podcast full of information. People really seemed to like it. Elden Ring today, I'll be honest, was a good stream, but too short. I wanted to play 3 hours. I couldn't. We had people coming here today to test out our alarm. What I mean by that is I live in a private community, and all the homes here are connected, like 3-unit homes, okay? And I live in a middle unit, 2 homes to the edges of me. Because of that, we have an alarm system that connects all 3 homes. If fire or heat is detected in one of the homes, the alarm will go off in all 3 so that you know to evacuate. Because hell, if my neighbor's on fire, I'm going to be on fire too soon. If the fire department doesn't get here in time, I got to get outside, right? So they come to test this twice a year, and they were supposed to come exactly at 2:30. I was told 100% by the board, oh, they're going to be here 2:30. You got to be available 2:30. So I told everyone it was like 2:25. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm pausing the stream. You know, I'm going to step away. I'm going to pause the recording. I'll be back, and we'll continue with the stream. They were half an hour late. So I didn't even get to come back to the stream until like 3:20. So it was like an hour away. It was supposed to be like 10 minutes away from the stream, and it was like an hour. So it was really frustrating. What did we do in Elden Ring today? Well, we finished up everything on the Magic Plateau. I actually killed the minor magic dragons that are on that plateau. We had already killed the major one, the boss, but I killed the 3 minor ones, and I never touched those in my original run of the game. We killed the optional jail boss on the Magic Plateau in Liurnia. What's it called? I forgot their name. It's supposed to be like the Ring Slayer or something like that, or the King Slayer. What it is one of those invisible enemies from later in the game. Only it's a mini boss now, and it's tough. It's very agile. It tanks moves. Like, you try to hit it with magic, it dodges out of the way. I tried to hit it with the comet spell. Oh, I didn't care. I hit it once, it's like, zoop, right out of the way. So basically, it was a really hard fight for me because my build isn't for that kind of a fight. My build is more, you know, just keep pelting them with magic from afar, and that's it. And I don't have health or anything either. So I was dying a lot to this mini boss, or I guess you could say optional jail boss, because I just didn't have the health for it. But I got it done. And then after that, we went to the exit of the city, the Imperial City. We opened the gates and went out there. But then there was other stuff to do. There was the optional double Omen boss fight that we did, and that got us to get the Rune of Morgott. And then after that, we took a couple of extra items, and people were like, well, there's like a half an hour left. And I'm like, it sucks. We only played 90 minutes, and there's only a half an hour left. What do we do? We go off into the northeast, into the cold area, into the snow and everything. And people are like, well, did you actually go into the sewers and fight the fake Moog like you did in the first run? And I was like, I don't remember. I think we went into the sewers. Like, I recall distinctly going into the sewers, but I don't remember how far we got there or how much we did. So people looked it up and were like, no, you actually didn't. Like, you went into the sewers, you got to that first area with the Omen demons, but you never went any further. And I was like, well, if you really want me to fight the fake Moog, we'll do it. So people are like, all right, we'll help you. We got 30 minutes left. Can I do it? Can I get to the fake Moog? Man, that area is the worst part of the game. Like, no exaggeration. It is a labyrinth. You got to go through so many pipes, and they all look exactly the freaking same, and some of them have holes that drop you out of them and into an area you don't want to be in, and you got to backtrack, and there's constant cheap stuff jumping out and hitting you. Tough enemies, like the Omen demons, can hit me with like 2 hits. It was like, oh my god. It took me, no exaggeration, it took me 35 minutes, and it was after 4 p.m. when I normally would end. But I got it done. We got to fake Moog. I fought him twice, and basically Comet's not going to work on him. Like, he doesn't give 2 shits about Comet. He just ignores it. He gets hit like once and then steps aside and fucks you up. So I'm like, okay, I won't be able to Comet blast him. I'll have to figure something else out next time around when we play Elden Ring. It's me versus Moog, the first fight of the game. And that gets you, after that, I remember you go down into the area with the Frenzy, the the Frenzy Flame plot line and all of that. So we'll definitely look into that next time around, okay? So cool. So today, not much progress, but 2 good videos and more coming. Night stream was the return of Friday Night Fights in Street Fighter 6. It went pretty much exactly as I expected. First, I started with Blanca, and I did really well. Like, I pretty much won every single set in it for an hour and a half. I kept winning. It was like I would lose a match because I was rusty and I'd forget the matchup, and then I would start to get back into the groove, and then I would end up winning 2-1 in every set. And it was pretty good that way. The only thing is, at the end, there was someone who was a master level Ed. And these are all casual play matches, by the way, but they try to match you with people of your skill level. So I'm Master Blanca, so they matched me with the Master Ed, and I'd never even seen Ed before. So this Ed proceeded to whoop me. I think it was like 10-3 or 10-4. We did a really long set of like 25 minutes because I wanted to try to see what the character could do. My first impressions of Ed, he seems interesting, but he definitely seems like a character that's maybe one of these gimmick characters where if he can get a pattern or a loop going with his quick punches and the lockdown and the grab with the net and all that, then basically he's good, but you need to get that pattern going and keep it flowing. And if someone interrupts it, he basically gets it like staggered out of it, and now he can't do anything. Like, he can't get in again, especially if someone who knows, I guess, his normals. My problem is I don't know any of his moves. This person was constantly doing like jab mix up into throw, and I didn't know what it was. He was like flowing right into it and stuff. I'm like, oh god, this guy obviously knows this stuff with Ed. The character's been out now for what, almost a month. So people have learned the meta with Ed and are mixing me up and everything. I'm like, well, it's fine. When I lose 10-3, 10-4, it's okay because I saw Ed for the first time. I learned some of the things he can do, and that's okay with me as long as I'm learning. And I absolutely was learning that matchup, and I'll do better against him as I play more against him. Second hour, or second half of the night, I should say, people wanted me to play with a different character. I'm like, well, I don't know. What do you want? I didn't feel like Honda tonight. So I was like, well, Zangief, Lily, Dalsim. Everyone goes, Lily. Okay. Immediately, first 3 matches or 4 matches that I'm playing with Lily are all trolls. They got troll names, troll accounts, laggy connections, playing pattern play that's laggy as shit. And I realized there's one person who's a cami, which I didn't know this back when I was playing Street Fighter 6, earlier in last year. They have the same account, but they have different names. So what they think they're doing is they're logging in and out as different names, but somehow it's keeping the ranking of their account, which I don't understand how they're doing that. Because when you log in and out of an account, you're not supposed to keep your ranking points, but they are. So it looks like it's 3 different players, and it's the same person over and over with the same laggy fucking account. So I blocked them, and there was another Minot who used an offensive name. I blocked them. I blocked like 3-4 people in a row. Okay? And then after that, I finally got some variety with Lily. The trolls were gone. I'm never going to have to play them ever again because I fucking blocked them. And it was all right, but once again, Lily cannot hold a candle to the top tiers in this game. So if you fight a Ken, if you fight a Cammy, whatever, she just gets smoked. She can't do anything. Like, she just gets spanked around. She can't react to half the shit. It's too slow. And by the way, I will say this. I said this when I was playing Tekken 8, and I'll say it again. Tekken 8 overall had worse ping, meaning most matches of Tekken 8 was what, like maybe 30 to 80 milliseconds? But Tekken 8 almost never, ever dropped my inputs when I was playing the game online. Street Fighter 6 regularly gives me better pings, but then drops my inputs constantly. Constantly. It's lame shit. It's like they sacrificed competitive nature of the game and good gameplay for make it look good on the screen. I don't want it to look smooth, but half the time I push the button, the fucking thing doesn't come out. It's shit. They really fucked it up. They've got to tweak this netcode because I appreciate the better connections, but not when half the shit I do doesn't work. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm fighting a Ken with my Blanca. It says, fight. Immediately they can drive rush, low medium kicks. My Blanca is down backing, like low blocking, hits me. I'm like, I wasn't trying to literally do any move. I was anticipating that Ken was just going to try to hit me with the drive rush at the beginning. At the beginning of the match, I was already doing it, and it still hit me. So what that means is the game outright dropped my input. 100% didn't care and just dropped the input. It's dog shit. That fucking netcode is terrible. They fucked it up. They make it look good, but it plays awfully. I now have a direct comparison now. But by the way, Mortal Kombat 1 is the worst. That's the worst of the 3 fighting games out right now. Tekken 8 has the best netcode. For sure. It does. Less dropped inputs, even though there's more issue with the ping and the latency. It doesn't matter because your inputs come out. I would much rather play a game with a little bit more lag, but inputs that work, than a game that doesn't look like there's any lag, but half your inputs drop. It's like playing with a broken controller. And that's the funny part. Some idiot in the chat goes, "It's too much for your controller." I was like, I just played Tekken 8 for a month and never had a problem with the dropped input. Go look at all the gameplay I did at Tekken 8. Did you ever find a night where I was complaining about dropped inputs constantly? Maybe once in a blue moon. Never. The game was much better. With Street Fighter 6, there's all about how it looks and not how it plays, and that's sad. Now I know that. Now that the game's been out for so long, I can see that with the direct comparison to its competitor Tekken. They fucked up the netcode bad. I hope that they improve it for Season 2 when that is coming later this year. But anyway, overall, I had fun. I did pretty good for my first night back. I think my Blanca is pretty much still up to snuff. There's a few things I'm forgetting with him, but for the most part, I'm doing some pretty good stuff with him. Lily, I'll be honest, I just don't think Lily stands a chance at the master level. She just can't beat anyone. She's just not a good character. She's too low tier. It's sad. I like the character build. I don't like losing every match because she has no answers for half the moves in the game. It is what it is. But anyway, had a good night. And by the way, today, outstanding support on both streams. So thank you so much to anyone who was there and supported either stream. The support was absolutely awesome on both streams, and I really, really appreciate that. Okay? So, awesome day today. Videos will be uploading momentarily as Street Fighter. Tomorrow, it's my birthday bash event, my marathon. Tomorrow will be my 42nd birthday, and I'll be here all day long on stream hanging out with all of you. We're going to have food, booze, fun, gaming, all kinds of stuff. Here's what we're doing. Gaming schedule update to make sure that we now know all the dates of the games coming out this year and which ones I'm interested in playing so we can fill out a schedule and have a good idea of what's coming when and try to fill in the blanks at a later date. There's going to be a dinner, Feasting with Phil. What will it be? Don't know yet. My wife and I are going to determine that tonight. There's going to be brownies. My wife's making birthday brownies that I'm going to have at the end of the night to celebrate my birthday. There'll be booze. I actually have 2 kinds of booze I'll be drinking during the day. In addition, we have 2 awesome things we can do. Either multiplayer of Helldivers 2 or Street Fighter 6 or both. Or we could do a special reminiscing session where we react to my original videos I ever put on the internet that have the biggest views. So old playthroughs of mine from the Dark Side Filled channel, the DSP Game channel, the biggest review I ever did on the old KO Gaming channel. We're talking millions of views on these videos and some hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views. So there's tons. I made a playthrough of 29 videos. There's no way we're getting through those because that would be like 4 hours. But so much to reminisce about, so much fun to have. It's going to be a great day all day long. Just come by and say hello if you can make it. If you can come by and hang out further, please do. And hey, absolutely great time to support the community. I know a lot of people last couple of months during RPG overload and too many RPGs, they kind of gravitated away from the channel. Now they're coming back. Please come back, hang out, and engage. And if you can, support the channel tomorrow. It's going to be a great marathon event. Okay? Guys, thank you all so very much. Please have a good evening. I'll see you in the morning for the birthday bash event. Peace out and have a good night. Bye-bye.